Yes. Hello, Michelle.
Okay, my question was regarding the Iran deal. How come it wasn't presented as a treaty? I know that it has something to do with changing how many votes are required. Could you clarify that and what we can do about it?
Yes. Okay, Michelle, this should have been submitted as a treaty because this was an agreement between multiple sovereign governments, and it should be submitted to the Senate as a treaty for ratification. Ratification as a Senate treaty would require 2/3 of the members of the Senate, so 67 senators, to support it. Now, it's interesting. I asked this very question that you asked me to Secretary of State John Kerry just a few weeks ago in my capacity as a member of the Senate Armed Services Committee. Secretary Kerry's answer to that question was interesting. It was perplexing and it was disappointing. He said, we didn't submit it as a treaty because we don't think it meets the requirements for a treaty because it involved more than just the United States and Iran. There were other parties to the agreement as well. And he also said we don't exactly have normalized diplomatic relations with Iran. As I pointed out to him at the time, relying on language from a definition of the word treaty found on the Department of State's own website, Secretary Kerry's own definition of the word treaty fairly encompasses, almost clearly encompasses, this agreement with Iran. So they should have submitted it as a treaty for ratification. He didn't have much of an answer in response to that. Now, it's interesting, Michelle, just a day or two before that, I discovered that Secretary Kerry had been asked the same question by Congressman Reed Ribble from Wisconsin. He asked Secretary of State John Kerry, why didn't you submit this to the Senate as a treaty for ratification? Secretary Kerry's answer to Congressman Ribble was different. He said, we didn't submit it to the Senate as a treaty for ratification because we knew that there was no way we could get 67 senators to ratify the treaty. I have a feeling, Michelle, that his answer to Congressman Ribble was perhaps the true answer, the more honest answer than the one that he gave to me. It's very disappointing and it's unsatisfactory that the President and the Secretary of State wouldn't follow the procedures outlined in the Constitution.